Hi, my name is Ken, and you're watching Mastering UX. On this episode, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about content. I think we've all heard the phrase content is king, and I really think that is a good phrase. We have content owners, and a lot of times, as people who are collaborating and contributing on that content, we may feel that we don't want to touch it. Of course, we all have a propensity to maybe be passive aggressive. It's either yours or mine. Even if we're just an influencer on that content, what I wanted to remind us all of is that there's always an opportunity to make sure that content is well framed, it's packaged, it's usable, and it's something that not only is well written with its words, but it also has the kind of the framing, the wrapper, the presentation that would be something that would be usable for a person who doesn't even know if they want to read the content in the first place. You may have received emails and it has maybe 2,000 words in a Word document, and you're looking at it and you're realizing this is content that's supposed to go on a certain web page or any other kind of digital product. And so before reading that content, you realize that there's an issue. Nobody wants to read, 2,000 words in long paragraph formats with no bold subheaders. And you realize that there's this kind of issue with how that content is packaged. And so, and to make it worse, and you realize at the very bottom, there's this kind of link that says, click here to learn more about our 2022 relocation policies. Well, the content may be very well written, and there may be an owner for this content, and we can respect that. There's no problem with that. But we also can take the opportunity to make recommendations. So in this kind of situation, what I might do is I might take this content and let that author know that I have some ideas that I want to propose, and see if that there were some ways that we can make some adjustments to the formatting to make it more digestible for our users. So one of the first things that you might want to look at is adding lists. You can also add subheaders. This gives it the kind of glanceability factor. Somebody can scroll down really fast and even decide if this is the content that they're looking for in the first place. The next thing is you can kind of create these summaries or sort of a data card that kind of gives this executive high-level overview of the content that they're going to read. The third point that I want to make is that there's always an opportunity to kind of break up sections, to have call out quotes, or it could be something that you want to give it this kind of accent color, put in a certain section, and it kind of visually breaks it up, but it also may deserve to have a different kind of attention called out to it. So coming to this About Us copy, what I will do is I'll find that, all content usually is a list or it's a list of lists. When you write, you tend to write some kind of point, and then you write subpoints on that. So I'll find opportunities to create a list, and if I can take that list, put a subheader on top of it, and if I don't know what that subheader should be called, it's okay to use lorem ipsum copy, just for illustration purposes, and then make up some kind of, bold kind of titles for those bullet points to even make it more glanceable. So already by doing something like this, you can imagine something like this, as opposed to just pure text, is going to be a lot more readable and approachable. The next point, as I mentioned, is what about having this kind of at a glance or key takeaways, or you could even call it summary on the top, and there might be some visuals, but it's a little bit more point driven. The purpose of this is to give the reader the chance to look over this, and one, if they are interested in it, it gives them a cue on what they want to look for and what kind of information that they're going to find in this article. Two, there might be a person, definitely on the internet, they don't know if they're on the right page. So give that person the opportunity to decide if this is the right content for them. The next section, there's always these kind of blocks of content that somehow deserve a different kind of attention. They may have a certain kind of emotion involved around it. And there's also sometimes some quotes that really stand out. So by providing a section that is called out in a different way, visually it breaks it up, it gives the eye a little bit of rest, and it gives that kind of scannability to the experience of reviewing this content. content, and being able to put in something like a photo or something visual gives us some visual interest, which also helps when this is going to be consumed on the internet. Okay. And then going back to that, click here to learn more about our 2020-22 policies. Of course, that link is the first thing that you look at, but it doesn't help you. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that link tells you either what it is or what you're going to get. This is a whole deeper subject on how to do this kind of thing well, but just tell them straight up that this is frame the link as relocation services, or find out about X, or get Z. Form a link like this, and then tell them what they're going to find when they click on that link. In this case, it says, learn about 5 benefits that will simplify your move, to another state, whatever it would be. So there you have it. Just a couple of suggestions. These aren't gospel. There definitely are plenty of more ideas for you to kind of make content more digestible, friendly, usable. But I just want to present these as some common things that I'll go to help. And if anything, even if they're not specific recommendations that are perfectly accurate, I think by showing your content author that you have this kind of value to add to the content can really open up a new collaborative working relationship with your partners that you're working with. So I hope you found these points useful. I'll see you on the next episode.